All right, this is the last time I'm going to touch this situation because some people ask me, what was the point of the video yesterday? I thought you were over the catch. I thought we were moving forward. I am moving forward. I'm not making excuses for what happened, but there's a reason why I wanted to do the video about it. Because when I was watching the game and I saw the inaccuracy of, there were some officials that said it was a catch. There were some officials who said that it wasn't a catch. Now, I'm not talking about the officials that were on the field. I'm talking about officials that have officiated NFL games, officials that still are NFL games. So it seems there's a lot of indifference regarding what exactly is a catch. Now, does the whole, if it's a catch, if it's not a catch, change the result of the game? No, it does not. But let me explain something to you. Would you allow a rule that is wrong and completely inaccurate on a week-to-week basis? Would you allow that to exist in your sport? Because going forward, more people will suffer from that rule. Let me explain why I did the video the way I did it. Number one, there's a reason why I didn't include much more controversial catches. Why? Because Mike Pereira, the vice president of officiating, did not have tweets regarding those. I can only go back up until 2015 on his Twitter, so there was only so far back I can go. I was able to find those tweets about the Dez Bryant catch, but then the catch on the sideline with the Chargers, the catch on the sideline with the Bengals, the touchdown catch with the Chargers, because I couldn't go that far back on his Twitter, I wasn't able to see if he was able to talk about it. But the reason why I chose him was he's the face of the ruling in the NFL. Because he's the face of the ruling that's in the NFL, if he is inaccurate or there's inconsistencies, that shows that the NFL does not know what a catch is. If I was just saying from a fan's point of view what a catch is, that don't mean nothing, because I don't hold any weight in league office. That's my own personal perception. If I have somebody from league office, that means that's the league's perception. So that will make you perceive exactly what's a catch, what's not. When I show transition from incompletions to completions, you can see the controversy in each one. If you can justify somebody doing the exact same action of another individual, but there's two different results, how can you now sit on high moral ground and say that this is not a catch, but this one is? That one doesn't make any sense. I just wanted to point out the inconsistencies between the NFL making the call. Now, regarding the rule, when I showed the video of Mike Pereira and the other individual who's on the officiating board, for some reason I'm forgetting his name, it's not coming, it's gonna come to me after I finish recording. But the reason why I showed those videos regarding the Julio Jones catch was a clear catch. Nobody's debating that it's not, but it's what he said, because he made an exception to the rule at the end when comparing it to Dez. He said if he were to lunge forward or something like that, and at the end of it, the man who worked on the officiating crew, he said, or I should say in the league office, he says you have to establish possession, then 2 feet down, and then make the football move. So what he determines is possession comes before the feet touch the ground. If that is the case, possession is first, then the toes down is second, or a knee, which would be 2 feet. That now means a football move has to come next. What that means is possession is first, so you establish that there's possession by the receiver. 2, when you get the feet down, that means the play is now complete and it's a catch. So if that's the case, Jesse James caught the ball. By that man's logic, he contradicted himself when he said, no, you have to survive the ground. But the problem with surviving the ground is, if surviving the ground completes the catch, that would mean that after you get the feet down, you don't have possession. So why would it be possession, feet down, then possession? That makes no sense. You can't have possession twice. Possession, feet down. If you lose the ball, that would constitute as a fumble. There was a play earlier this season where that was, I believe it was a Travis Kelce catch, where he ended up fumbling and he recovered it, and they still said that that was a completion. The reason I didn't use the clip was because Mike Pereira did not tweet about it. Look at the clip that I used about the touchdown with Jordy Nelson. I searched endlessly down this man's Twitter. I searched endlessly down the NFL's officiating Twitter on November the 20th, 2015 to see if they had the clips of, not necessarily the clips, but the tweets from the league office regarding the Jordy Nelson catch, where you clearly see he didn't maintain possession in the end zone and lost the ball. The league said nothing about it. Mike Pereira addressed the Week 11 2015 controversial calls. He said nothing about the Jordy Nelson catch. If you go to his Twitter, you can see in the comments, somebody wrote, I believe it was comment number 7 or 8. Believe you, I did my damn research. This man said, what do you think about the Jordy Nelson catch? He had no reply at all. So if you deem that to be 100% legal, how can you say a catch like Odell Beckham against the Patriots in 2015, that's an incompletion. It makes no sense. If there is no concrete rule, that means there is no rule. If it's based on subjective perception of each officiating crew on a week-to-week basis, that means there's no concrete rule. That means it's a muscle move by whatever referee is there. So what's a catch to this ref is different to what a catch that ref is. By that same logic, there is no rule. Therefore, everything is a catch, everything's not a catch. And both can't exist in the same space. So when people are saying it's a catch, they're correct. But when people are saying it's not a catch, they're also correct. It's simple logic. Both can't exist in the same space. That's why I did not chastise those who said it's not a catch. All I want to do is make you think. Because if there's evidence that prove that you have said catches like this are catches, therefore that makes it a catch. If there's evidence that says catches like this you've said aren't catches, that makes it not a catch. It's both. I recognize it can't be both, but by the league's logic, it is both. My problem is they're saying it's clearly not a catch, but during the same season, during past seasons, after they've made this legislation, they have came out and justified catches that weren't catches. I'm just calling for consistency in the rule. There are those who are saying, okay, well, you got to be able to move forward. Here's my thing. If you allow this rule to continue to exist, let's just say in the Super Bowl, right? There's a catch that comes down to seal the game. Or matter of fact, let's use this past Super Bowl 51, right? Look at the Edelman catch. Let's just say while it was on Alford's leg, let's say the tip of the ball touched the floor and then Edelman came in and caught the ball, right? If the referees said the ball touched the floor, regardless that he got his hands on the ball and it stayed upright, it didn't shift when it touched the floor, would you same fans who are saying get over it, move on, would you support the rule then when it comes at the expense of your team? Just like the Packers. Everybody was talking about, oh, Dez, it's not a catch. Let that had been on the other foot. Would you come out and say, oh, yeah, that's not a catch? Because if we're saying that the football move, which is subjective to the player, which they took out of the rule, but now all of a sudden it's still being said now. If we're saying that's based on the movement by the player and the judgment by the player, every player's judgment is to continue to get yards. Their judgment is not, I'm going to fumble here and cost my team the game. If we're going by their own judgment, you're saying that they all made a football move. It's common logic. That's just what it is. I'm sorry. If you can't follow me at this point and understand, and I say follow, I'm not talking about physical, I'm talking about logically. If you can't understand what I'm trying to convey, your SAT score gotta be low. Or even if the score don't, let's not even go with that shit. Just your IQ, your self-appointed IQ number gotta be low. Like, you gotta be a straight up dumbass if you can't follow what it is that I'm trying to put forward.